I once went to the circus, watched the whole audience in motion and cursive, my head exploding when I saw someone loading a cannon with a man on another man's shoulders. Saw a woman flee the center as the ringmaster told her to move to the side because who knew to what or where he'd fly. And all along, a calliope song and one brave black elephant standing by. And he, or maybe she, wore a robe with a golden gilded star embroidered in sequins that delicately draped the tiny hood of a dilapidated clown car, while strobes beat in time to the cacophony chime of the calliope. It was sublime. No, it was surreal, because I remember I could feel the elephant's pulse when the master tossed his rose up for the cue before the man cannon blew its charred and blackened elf above, looking somewhat strangely like a dove, and the elephant just shrugged. No, wait, she shuddered, while the band members sputtered their sloppy, tempoed brass and drums like they purposely perfected ass-meat's thumbs, and the audience sat there, stupid, dumb. Or maybe they gasped, but I didn't succumb to the mesmerizing slumber the calliope put them under. I was stone, like unlaced tears that dripped inverted into my dissipating snow cone, melting the polar ice caps, bringing me back home. Sulfuric popcorn anointed the stairs the way it always does at county fairs. But there stood an elephant, 50 hands high, the whole time some idiot marked up the sky, and my, did the whole crowd wonder just how he would land. While from my distant bleacher, I simply reached out my hand toward the elephant's ear, praying she could hear that I understand. For I, too, as a baby, was tied to some maybes and some days and no ways, and just who do you think you are, A's? And shut-ups to my cut-ups, and dry heaves turned to hiccups, and you will never amount to much. You ruin everything you touch. You are so ugly, you stupid fool. This is how you perform in school? And money doesn't grow on trees. If you want forgiveness, you'd better get on your knees and pray for your sins, because that's what you are. A sinner among sinners. Now get in the car, and I will wipe that smile right off your face, you little shit. You are Daddy's disgrace, and I never should have trusted you. Give her one. She always takes two. And we can never seem to have anything nice. Hang on to your convictions with the grip of a vice, for he loved the world so much he gave his only begotten Son for your soul to save. And I'll give you something to cry about. Then off in the distance I heard someone shout. The cannon man landed and strutted around. The audience burst into frenzied applause while some imbecile positioned his head between a massive tiger's jaws, giving me pause to consider just what does it take to remove from a beast instinct, replaced with dull, defeating ache. As for the pachyderm, she's familiar to me. She was nabbed in infancy and tethered with hemp to a nearby tree, bound by one hind leg and purged of all muster. She finally surrendered, this monolithic tusker, failing to realize that upon reaching full size, she could rend an entire village pummeled in waste, incised with her robust trunk and colossal gait. She is a mammoth who is resigned to live her life in a despicable, miserable, unworthy crate. As for me, before the age of 5 I could breathe underwater, until one day I couldn't any longer, and my tenacious desire to master any feat to which I set my heart was strong enough to acquire the world, with nothing more than a box of crayons and an etch-a-sketch swirl, weaving this way and that, unbridled and fearless, elegantly peerless, with dexterous precision, blue notes splashing from the tip of my pen. From the walls of my pen, I sit tethered again, like my thick-skinned, costumed circus performer friend. Yet, well below the surface scene, We are both aware that everything is only as far as our trunks can reach, and spans just beyond what others teach. And it's gold that courses through our veins. And tiny men can hold our reins, but only if we let them.